chaotic drivers here that can't drive, from Louisiana, New York, or dude. I met people from New York.
Yeah.
I'm
PA.
like, what?
PA.
What are you doing here?
Yep.
And they're like, dude, I love it. I'm like, I don't want you
Yeah.
here. I don't. Not so much Odessa. I just want you in my state, bro.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Get the fuck out.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Because then, because you get it all the time. We get it all the time. Especially when I was up in Massachusetts, man. They were like, oh, do y'all ride around in horses and shit? I'm like, oh, y'all think you're funny or what?
Yeah.
Faggot.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yep. I'm like, we have horses.
Mm-hmm.
We have, I mean.
It's not uncommon.
Yeah, I mean, come on now. But at the same time, I'm like, dude, it's a different life. Yeah. Does everybody wear a cowboy hat, a shit kicker hat? And I'm like, not everybody.
Mm-hmm.
I said, we are a little more modern. Just want to let you know that.
Yeah.
I said, but I'll tell you what, damn near everybody has a gun.
Hell yeah.
They're just like, oh yeah, here we go with that, whatever. But it's just crazy on how, like we said earlier, how other people bring their beliefs and their traditions. Because I've met people that come from other places, and naturally, in the Hispanic heritage, when you bond or when you try to bond with people, you cook.
Yeah, food. Yep.
Yep. And that's how you kind of break bread.
Mm-hmm.
And you figure out what your family's about or whatever, and whatever, or basically how much you can drink.
Yep. Oh yeah. Yep.
But I've tasted some food and I'm just like, man, I wouldn't even feed this shit to my dog.
They're over there licking their chops and their fingers, smacking.
And when I give it to them, they sniff the shit and they're just sit down like sad. They're like, I ain't eating that shit, bro.
What'd you give me, Dad?
Like, what is this? I'm used to your cooking, Dad.
Am I in trouble?
Yeah. This is blasphemy. Or the best one is they'll sit there and scratch at it like,
yeah.
The fuck is this?
Tastes better already. Come on.
But I mean, that just shows. But it's not necessarily a bad thing all the time because you're learning about different culture.
Yeah.
Prime example, and I know. What do we call tacos here? Tacos. And what is it? What is a taco here?
It's a corn tortilla folded in half with whatever you want to fill it.
Or whatever.
Yeah.
What's a taco in South Texas?
It's a goddamn burrito.
That's what I'm getting at.
Yeah.
And the people from South Texas, bro, they come up here, they're like, you can't find good tacos anywhere. I'm like, what are you talking about, dude? I said, go to the little chicken spot off Clements.
Yeah.
That right there.
Yeah.
Dude, I'm telling you, that's what me and my wife ate for lunch.
Yeah.
Because she was like, babe, I'm hungry. I'm like, what do you want? Oh, I want chicken spot. That's what I call it. Mm-hmm. She goes, I want chicken spot. I was like, well, which one? She goes, the original one. Yeah. I was like, oh, I don't know if that's the original. The one we go to all the time, and how it is. I was like, oh, okay. Don't yell at me. She goes, what do you want? I said, oh, I was digging. I'll probably get some livers from Chicken Express, because I love liver. Mm. And she was like, ew. She was, you don't ever like what I want to like. I said, well, I'm not going to eat what you want to eat. Yeah. So I was like, but I'll get your food first. So me being me, I was like, well, I'll just get her food first. Right. They'll wrap it in foil and it'll stay warm. Mm-hmm. I couldn't resist, bro. I got the chicken spot, smelled the food. I'm like, yeah. Go ahead and throw one of them on there for me. Like Chicken Express, But, I mean, that just shows, like, you go to a chicken spot in South Texas.
Yeah,
It ain't the same. It just don't hit.
And that's, man, it's funny because I guess Texas is that big, bro.
Oh, it's huge.
It's big enough that we have rivalries like that. You know what I mean? I mean, you hear about the barbecue rivalries, know. Yeah, but no, this Mexican food rivalry is a whole different thing, bro. Because even in Mexico, they can't agree on shit, bro. You know what I mean? So much less here. Yeah. And that was one thing I learned the hard way, dude. When I went to South Texas the first time. Yeah. 5 o'clock in the morning, and that's where I saw the first convenience store selling food, like real food, not the deep fried shit. Yeah. And I went up and I asked the lady, and I was like, give me 2 burritos. And she looked me dead in the eye, and she's like, we don't sell burritos. And I was like, what do you sell? She's like, tacos. I'm thinking, I don't want no fucking tacos, Not for breakfast,
Come on, man.
And then, so she's like, what do you want? So I told her what I wanted. I was like, fuck it, I guess I'm going to eat a taco. So she's like, what do you want? So I told her what I want. She gets the flour tortilla, folds it in half, and throws the food in there, and that's how she wraps it.
She don't even roll it.
She didn't know, because it's not a burrito.
Oh, that's right.
So, and it was little. It was little, bro. It was probably 5 by 5, diameter.
Blood.
I was like, you know what? You better do like 5 more of those
You know what I'm
because
saying?
it's gonna be a long day. And then the guy behind me, he's like, "You never been to South Texas?" I said, "No, this is my first time." He goes, "Dude, don't even worry about it, man. We get y'all lunch, so just get you whatever you can eat for breakfast." I was like, "All right, 5 more." And then after that, when the guys started coming down here from South Texas, they were all like, like you said, "Oh, the food sucks. I can't find a good taco." And I was like, "No, because you're looking for tacos.
Yeah.
You need to look for burritos." I said, "Because you tell anybody down here, where can I get a good taco? They're going to point you to a lunch spot. They're going to tell you, yeah, this one serves good tacos."
Yeah.
I said, "It's burritos."
Yeah.
And that also comes from our northern border state, Chihuahua.
Mm-hmm.
That's what that's from.
Really?
Like I said, Mexico can't even agree on that shit, bro. Because the northern states, especially the border states, have their own way of cooking. Central has its own way. Southern has its own thing, dude. So they cannot fucking agree. But yeah. And it's not like American food where you want macaroni and cheese, macaroni and cheese is macaroni and cheese.
I don't know, man.
That's up to debate, dude. But
I know some macaroni and cheese that just.
That's one thing, dude. If you do not want to go wrong, if you're out of town, I've learned from experience. If you're out of town and you're not in a place where you see a lot of Mexican food, Mexican cuisine, stay the hell out of those places.
Oh yeah.
Go with what you know.
Yeah, I'm saying.
Go get a burger. Go get a burger. Get a burger because they're not going to go wrong. They might put the sweet mayo or something on it, but you can live with that. But Mexican food, no, man.
Yeah, that's what makes Texas so diverse, though.
Yep.
And then you get even guys from Louisiana.
Yep.
They think they're God's gift to everything.
Oh yeah. They know how to do it all.
You know what I'm saying? Anything involving the oil field, they did it.
Mm-hmm.
Whatever. But I can tell you, some of them boys can cook.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I'm not a big crawfish eater. I mean, that's like their specialty, crawfish and
the boudin
and
the gumbo.
A gumbo. And I've tasted it just because I want to say I've tasted it because you get that. Oh, you never tasted gumbo? No.
Yeah.
I don't want to. I want to taste it.
Mm-hmm.
Some of it's good. Some of it's like,
right,
cayenne pepper, trash.
Yeah.
But some of it is good though.
Yeah.
And the way they cook, it's their heritage.
Mm-hmm.
And some of it's good, some of it's kind of like, nah, I'm good. Or I'll pass. Or I'll just take a little bit, just not to be rude.
Yep.
And I'm pretty sure they do the same thing with us, on how we cook. And I'm telling you, dude, the other day I cooked for the guys on location. I called my wife. I said, "Hey, what's up?" She was like, "Oh, no." She was like, "What are you doing?" I said, "Oh, I'm kind of nervous." She goes, "Well, why?"
Mm-hmm.
I'm like, "Because I'm, the rig crew's Mexican.
Yeah.
Their first language is Spanish.
Yeah.
My first language was English.
Mm-hmm.
And then I just kind of transitioned into Spanish. I mean, I can get my point across, but I understand it completely.
Mm-hmm.
So naturally, I get nervous when I gotta speak Spanish, because I don't want them to think that they can't communicate with me.
Right.
So when I told them I was gonna cook for them, I started getting nervous, and I told my wife, I was like, "Man, I don't know." She was like, "Why? Just cook." And I said, "I don't know." I said, "Because I don't know what these guys like."
Yeah.
And I told you, I was like, "Man, I don't know, dude. I'm kind of scared, I'm nervous. Here goes nothing." But honestly, I guess it was good. Either it was really good, or they were just hungry, because they were scooping that shit right out the pot, out the Visco.
Yeah.
So whatever, man. But they didn't say nothing, bro. They didn't say, "Oh, it was good." I was just kind of like, I guess they were just fucking hungry.
Just left you in suspense, huh?
Just like, whatever, man. I'm just gonna eat my chips, But but that's what makes our area so diverse.
Yeah.
But my wife, just talking about that, they were in San Antonio this past weekend, and I guess they went to the Riverwalk, and there's a Tex-Mex spot, and she said, "Angel, that food sucked." I'm like, "Because you're used to this."
Yep.
She's just like, "I'm just saying, those weren't enchiladas." I'm like, "Well, prime example. Enchiladas, bro. Like you said, nobody can agree.
Yep.
Flat or rolled. I don't know. I like them either way. With an egg, without an egg. The egg sets it off.
It does. It gives it a different flavor.
But, I'll tell you what, the first time I told some dudes to go get some food for a job site, and I said, "Go to this spot." and tell him you want eggs on everything. I don't eat eggs. I said, dude, give it a chance.
Mm-hmm.
No, I'm not fucking eating. Blah blah. Fine. You got the eggs.
Yeah.
And dude, next time you order food, hey man, you get some more enchiladas. Make sure they put the egg on it.
Yeah.
But he never had it.
Yeah.
And he was Mexican. He never heard of that.
Right.
You know, but me, I'm like, throw 2 eggs on there and throw some cheese on that bitch.
Yep.
You know, I don't know, man.
Well, you know what? What about? Okay, you're from the Panhandle, man.
Yeah.
So now this is I follow a page on Instagram.
Oh, good Lord.
And it's a Texas page, but it's funny, dude, because every now and then that whoever runs that account likes to stir shit up, and he'll put like Central Texas doing this, South Texas doing this, West Texas doing that, and then he puts the Panhandle, El Paso, Abilene. They're over there like what those places are like forgotten, bro.
Yeah.
And I've had guys from El Paso talk shit, and they're like, "Well, we're West Texas, y'all aren't." We're all like, "No, no, dude."
Yeah. So what do you want to ask?
Oh, okay. The food's similar in the Panhandle.
Yes.
Because I guess there's not that, like I said, there's not that much distance unless you really go to Oklahoma.
Yeah, Oklahoma. Yeah.
But because I know when we go to Lubbock, man, I mean it's basically Odessa, just the march,
just bigger.
But so what about that? What'd you think, man? Did you have a hard time adjusting?
Honestly, dude, from coming up there to here, not necessarily, because I lived in certain areas. Mm-hmm. Being in the military, you live everywhere.
Yeah.
So I did learn how to grow accustomed to where you live. Mm. But I can see other people that would have a problem.
Yeah.
Like me, I'm not a big. So it's a thing here, like the dyed meat that's seasoned, that's red.
Right.
I don't eat that.
Mm-hmm.
But there's people here that's all they buy.
Right.
That's one big difference. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? And I'm just like, I don't like it. I think it's just the problem with that is I can't tell when it's done.
I think it dries it up too, man.
Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Yep. It's not that it has bad flavor. That's not
right.
the point. The point is that I don't want to serve undercooked food to people. Mm-hmm. And with that seasoning or dye or whatever it is, or the way that meat comes out, I can't tell if the shit's cooked or not.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And that's the last thing I want is have people over, cook, and then get sick.
Yeah, and then they'll never want to come over, or they won't eat.
Yeah, or there are spots up in the Panhandle that they've kind of integrated. There's a place there called Taqueria Jalisco, which I think there's a lot of them.
Yeah.
But that's that's as close as Mexican food that you're going to get as close to this. It's really similar. Now you have the chains like Casa Ole, all that crap there in Mexico. That's more like Roses.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying? Or you have the taco trucks. Mm-hmm. And that's really hit or miss, and whoever owns the taco truck. Yep. What they know how to cook. And that's basically just generation cooking. That's one of those, well, my grandma cooked this way, or my dad cooks this way. Mm-hmm. So.
Well, you know what? Yeah, because when I make asado, man, there's been people that they're like, I've never seen it done that way. I'm like, there's another way?
Dude, I don't care how it's made. As long as the shit tastes good and it's hot.
That's the thing, dude. That's the thing, man, because I had a buddy come over one time, and we invited him over for that, and he just happened to come in while I was still cooking, while I was barely making it.
Right.
And he sat there and watched me, and he's like, I didn't know it took that. I didn't know you put that in it. And I'm like, yeah. and then his wife chimes in, and she's like, well, I've only seen, this many ingredients, but I've never seen that, so it's weird, man, Yeah. It's really weird. It's like, it's not like cooking a burger, bro.
Oh, yeah.
You're going to cook a burger, whether you do propane and propane accessories or, you do charcoal or mesquite. Mesquite, that's another thing, dude.
Oh, yeah, mesquite's a thing.
Mesquite, man. Thank God for mesquite, because that, dude, right there gives it a different flavor, man. My wife's family's from Kansas. They don't have mesquites up there.
Really?
No. Okay. So one time I took mesquite up there, dude, and oh, man.
That was it.
Man, people's heads were popping up like gophers, bro. Whenever me and my brother-in-law were cooking, like, what do you got over there, man? I'm like, mesquite. Yeah, and mesquite cooks hot, bro.
Yeah,
that thing gets fucking hot.
Hot. Yeah.
And then my brother-in-law had never cooked with it either. And he's all like, "Do we need to throw more in there?" I was like, "Hell no, dude! You're gonna burn this. You're gonna melt this thing down, dude."
You start